Timer has started. Well, welcome back to my podcast. Welcome back to Tea Talks with me, your host, Teaonalamb. I am here with a new guest, pwnedman here. Looking mad swell over there. Ignore my lighting. My lighting is ass today. I'm just using the sun. It's not really working in my favor. But introduce yourself.
Hey, Pwnedman, also known as Dhruv, also known as the resident dumb person in the room. But much
Okay, we
like
might have
every
to fight
other
for that,
Bay
bro.
Area, hey, I got you. Much like every other Bay Area Brown, I moved here, work in tech, and now we're here. So
Very
yeah,
stereotypical.
yep. Welcome.
Aside from all the jokes, today's topic is going to be a little bit more of a downer, but all topics are absolutely welcome here on my podcast, right? I've talked about more, I would say, like sadder or like not really happy thoughts on my podcast before, so so I wouldn't say it really is like something new. But today we'll be talking about loss, not the meme, but just the feeling of loss, experiencing loss, or whatever else entails with the word loss itself. So let's see. Would you like to start off?
Well, considering neither of us have prepared anything for today outside of our
Whoa.
brain juice, yeah, might as well. I really am just here to like kind of pick your brain and have a forum to talk about what we define as loss.
Okay,
Uh,
I
so
like that.
in general, like what if when you think of loss, you think of a couple things. Whether it be the first thing you think of is one, the meme, because we're horrible, horrible people.
Yes.
The second thing you think of is someone dying, or actually, depending on who you are, is it someone passing away or someone moving out of your life? And
Mm.
that really is the question. Like, where are you at in life, and what feeling does loss invoke in you? Is it something that you can never achieve again? Something that is truly lost from your life? Or is it a feeling that is happening because of changes in your life, whether it be people moving away, a relationship ending, or your job kind of saying peace? So, yeah, I guess let's just start with our host. What is loss? What do you got?
Well, I've actually experienced loss recently. I experienced death in my family, and it was the first time really experiencing it like while conscious. You know, like actually reaching consciousness. Because I've experienced death in my family technically 3 times in like more personal sense. Like I have had like family that's like I've never met in my entire life that are still living in Vietnam. Like I have no emotions towards that other than damn, we just like lost a family member. You know, like I can't feel anything for those that I don't know. And the first 2 deaths I experienced in my family, they were when I was very, very young. I was still in elementary school, very, very young, under 10. So I remember the death, but I was not necessarily like so emotionally mature enough for me to really understand what loss was and the fact that like literally like they're never coming back, you know, like as a kid like you see everything in sunshines and rainbows, and something that's like so dark and barren as like the thought of death is not something that you would really think of. um but I did experience a loss in the family recently, in November of last year, right after Thanksgiving. My uncle passed away from cancer. um uh so it was rough, you know, like actually experiencing that when I can think and all these things. So that was a very intriguing experience to just experience. But I would say like yeah, kind of
Oh,
breaching
there
into
goes
the
that.
other. Oh, there's the camera. um, but breaching into the other like subtopics of loss, like losing a friend, losing a relationship, losing a job, things like that. Those are all, of course, different forms of loss. Um, breakups, that's also something, I've been through many of those. Uh, loss of friendships. I also went through one of that. Like, there's so many things in my life that that is like loss based that I've experienced recently. So I would say the definition of loss, I guess, is the feeling of emptiness, right? Because maybe it could be the emptiness of um an emotion in your life, or the emptiness of a spot that was once filled by a person, or
Hmm.
the emptiness of like memory, um like forgetting something that you feel like was something super important, something mm,
I
sentimental.
guess I'm gonna stop you there for a second and kind of hyperfixate on one thing you said, where it's the emptiness of memory. So forgetting something that you never wanted to forget. So I also, I mean, it's been 4 years at this point, lost my grandma during December of 2020, and that was my first loss. But
Mm.
I don't count. I haven't forgotten her,
Oh yeah.
but I don't think losing the memory of someone like that I would count as loss. It's it's a little different because as long as you have those memories, you can feel the loss. But if you're losing those memories and you have a lack of feeling towards that person, then I don't think it would evoke that feeling of loss in someone. For example, as you said, the two other deaths in your family, and I think just about the two or three in mine that happened before I was conscious of life and death, I don't really think about them, nor do I feel like I'm missing something in my life from that.
I'm gonna rebuke that. um so my grandpa was the second death I've ever experienced in my life, and he passed away um March 12th of 2010. I have it tattooed on my arm right here as well. Um, I was 9 years old. I have barely any recognition of anything, but I do have it burned into my brain. Me basically gaining consciousness in that moment of understanding death. Um, which was after he had already passed, and we were at my grandparents' house, and we were all, so we're Buddhist, and we all like were just like, we created like this like little like sigil thingy. I don't know what it's called. And I don't. We just had this picture and like our setup and all these things. And everyone was crying, and we're all like kneeling and just like facing the picture and just kind of like having a moment of silence for my grandpa. I had absolutely no understanding. My mom did not tell me he passed away. My mom didn't tell me he was sick. Like nothing. Like no one was giving me any information. You don't really want to tell an 8 year old kid like, hey yo, like your grandpa's dying. Like understandable, right? Um, but like look, I can remember just like kneeling in the back next to my brother and next to my cousin. And I was looking around and just like looking at all of the sorrowful emotions that everyone was experiencing, and then looking at my grandpa's photo, realizing my grandpa isn't here with us. And then it clicking in my brain that he's dead, and that like death is something that happens. And that's when I started bawling my eyes out. And whenever I look at old photos of my grandpa, it evokes an emotion of remembering that loss. And
Mhm.
I now am trying my best to visit him as much as possible at his gravesite. I visited him for Valentine's Day, which is a few days after. I visited him for day that he died, and then Valentine's Day, which is our month apart basically. And um there are still like a lot of emotions that I can feel just by looking at a photo of him or just thinking
Mhm.
about him. So even though I didn't necessarily have consciousness, or like was a very, very young age, I still remember like that gaining of consciousness in that moment, but also remember all of these other memories. But
Mhm.
I will agree that for the first death that I experienced, I was like 5 years old. Like I definitely do not remember like his death. I remember the good memories. Yes. Um Memories are something that are always gonna come and go. You know, like our brain is like a really, really old fucking HDD fucking hard drive. You know, it takes a lot to fucking boot that shit up. Um but while you were talking earlier, it reminded me of something I just read. Like I literally just read it today. And it was in a book that I just started reading with my boyfriend. And it was about how like trauma is stored in your body and how this Vietnam vet went to a therapist, the writer of the book, and stated like I've been having these nightmares constantly reminding me of like when I was in war. And I'm like literally just constantly seeing death and the death of my comrades, death of children all around me. And like I just can't stop thinking about it. Now I've turned into an alcoholic. Now it's the only way for me to be able to sleep peacefully. And so they was like, okay, let me prescribe you some medication that would help you remove these nightmares. And like, you know, like a week or two later, he comes back for his second session, and the therapist asks, okay, did you take like the medicine that I prescribed you? He's like, no, I didn't. Therapist's like, why the fuck did you not take the medicine? Like that's the whole point of you coming to therapy, because you want to rid these nightmares. And the vet states, I realize that if I were to take the medicine, the nightmares will go away. Yes, like that makes sense, right? But then there's so much more to the nightmares. It's that those are his only last memories of his comrades. Those are like the only like last remaining things of when his friends were alive, and he is the last person alive. So what he is doing is from the guilt of being alive, and these things that he's keeping them alive through his nightmares, which is like such like an interesting like thought to like keep, you know, because like you want all the bad shit to go away, but he wants to keep the bad shit even though it's literally bringing his life into like hell. So how how do you feel about that? Because like you were talking about, you know, like what do you think?
Well, I can kind of relate.
Mm-hmm.
So, just to, I mean, put it bluntly, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna get to this topic at some point during this. Uh, my girlfriend passed away in 2020 as well,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a different kind of loss. It's a loss
100%.
of someone that you someone that you chose, and it's someone that
Mm-hmm.
whose position may or may not be quote unquote replaced. But the memories of that are something that you want to keep around. It's it sometimes feels like you're the only one who has these memories, who knows of the certain sides of people, and who are still thinking about them. Not to say that that is true, but sometimes it feels that way. And it's relatable in that you don't want the memories of these people to go away, and you don't want to lose the full facets of these people. Because, as I said, a person is multifaceted. They have so many different sides to them, so many different stories, so many experiences, mannerisms, and just overall humanity that comes in a package that is a person. And from everyone that you meet, your view of that person is unique to you. The closest that you'll get is possibly a twin or a sibling with your parents. That the view that you have of your parents or your family is similar to the view that your sibling or your twin would have because of the way you guys grew up. You guys would still have very different views depending on how you were treated, but I digress just a little bit. Everyone themselves are insanely unique, and especially the way that other people perceive you is insanely unique. So you want to keep that part of them alive and in memory. Bless you. So it's I can see you struggling over there, but it's basically just like a hey, let's just keep them alive in the way I remember them, and therein lies the internal struggle
Sugar.
of of I'm keeping the memory alive of the way I remember them, but they're not here. The person that they were is not here. I am making facsimiles of who they were, or who I thought they were, and who I think they would be at this point in time. So that in and of itself is a coping mechanism that a lot of people have for dealing with loss, and it's quite common actually. Like
Hmm.
sometimes people say, "Oh yeah, grandma would be really proud of me right now," and who knows? Maybe she would have absolutely hated that. You're
Facts.
yeah, right. You're kind of extrapolating information based on what you knew when she died. She could have been a closet racist, dude. You got no
Facts.
idea. I mean, we're Asian, but they're not in the closet. They're just racist. But
Facts. You're right. You're right. I don't know why we always fucking racist as shit, but yeah. Sorry.
it'd be that way sometimes. But yeah, like that. Therein lies the gist of that. Like that's at least that's the way I see it. It's people. I don't know where we got to, where we're going from.
No
ADHD brain
worries.
go burr.
No,
But
okay, but I agree. Okay, so one thing I do want to say is like you stating like you know, like you may or may not be the only person that like knew this person this way. Like what I'm gonna say is like you are the only person that knows this person this way, right? Because like yes, there
yeah,
can be overlapping of like how, like for example, like your girlfriend, right? Like the way that they treated you or the way that they acted in that relationship could be overlapping with previous relationships they may have been in, right? But then still, like there's still those tiny little differences, you know, in like the butterfly effect that is different in your relationship that is the only her that you would know. The
yeah,
vulnerability that she had with you and all these things. So yes. Um uh Another thing I wanted to bring up also was like how you're saying like how everyone's like super multifaceted. Something that I heard a while back, which I really like, which really stuck with me, is everyone is a mosaic of the people that are around them with the people that were in their lives. An example would be like, you know, like I still like say a word in a certain way because my best friend in middle school said it that way and it's just stuck, right? Or I make my pasta a certain way because you know, like it's how my grandma taught me when I was young. Like
mhm,
every little thing that you do or that happens in your life is because of the not inspiration, but I forgot the word I'm trying to fucking think of right now. But like kind of the inspiration or the come on, Tiana.
you're looking for the word
Influence.
influence.
Influence. Thank God. Yes, because of the influence of somebody else. Yes. I'm fucking stupid. See, I told you we gotta fight for this title, bro.
Happens.
um. So, well, sorry for your loss for both your grandma and your girlfriend.
I'm
Um.
sorry for your loss for both your grandma and your grammar.
No, it was my grandpa, my uncle, my other uncle. I never had a grandma.
You're right.
Oh, my grandpa was the only person that like was
Living.
alive when I was born. Yeah, so that's also why it hit so much because like he's the only grandparent figure that I literally ever had. So that's why like he affected me so much. Like, I got a tattoo, even though my parents were like, "Fuck no, I got this bitch on me."
You got the tattoo.
I'm very happy with it. I forget that I have it most of the time though. But a different way of loss. A question that I have, right? So,
Mhm.
um, this is a very, what would I say? Lots of people don't agree with me when it comes to this. Okay. But your situation with your most recent relationship is very, very different. But
It's not my
uh
most recent relationship, to clarify.
okay.
This was 4
Person,
years ago. Yes.
with that person, it is a little bit different, right? So when you lose a person in your life that you were in a relationship with, right?
Mhm.
You know, you guys go through a breakup, whether it be mutual or not. Most of the time, um, people delete every text messages, photos, videos. They throw away all of their memorabilia that was gifted them in person. All those things, right? That's the majority of people. Almost like
Mhm.
90% of people. I do not fall in that 90% of people. I'm that 10% of people that keep everything. Not because, oh, I hope they're gonna come back to me. I still have love for them, like I imagine a future with them, yada yada. Like I don't feel that, but I keep everything
Hmm.
because I feel like it's still a form of how I'm keeping those memories alive. Because like if you were to replace, like, oh, we broke up to they died, or like, like you are gonna still want to keep all these things. I have my uncle's jacket.
Yeah.
I have these things that my grandpa gave me. Like I keep all these things because I'm remembering the good memories. Yes.
Hmm.
But people are like, why do you want to remember the good memories with the person that like broke up with you? Like, they're not in your life anymore. And like, maybe like, they did you dirty, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but
Um,
like the memories themselves are just are good memories, and as you said earlier, we are a mosaic of the people we keep around us, as well as the encapsulation of all the experiences we've had up until this point. And those experiences also encompass what we had with whoever we were dating at the time. We either regressed, progressed, or stayed stagnant, but that period of time already passed. There's not really any point in trying to delete it from your life because one, it's over with, and you're gonna lose out on those memories looking back on it like 20 years from now. And two, why? Like, did you hate this person this much that you absolutely want nothing to do with them? And if so, like, sure,
then
all
I
power to
understand.
you, but there's a
Yeah.
yeah, like all power to you, but there's a really high chance that the breakup was just like a breakup that was meant to happen. You guys just weren't compatible,
Fell out of
or one of you
love.
fucked up real bad. Yeah. I mean,
Like
I don't believe in falling out of love, but
oh, okay.
love is
Um,
a choice.
true. Um, like I will agree, like if like someone like did you like bad dirty, like real bad dirty, like they like, like cheated on you multiple times or like domestic abuse, rape, yada yada, like all those things. Yes, sure. Remove them because that's like trauma at that point, and like remove them in however way you see fit in the way that you cope. Like I understand that, yes.
Mhm.
But for normal breakups where it's like for me, it's like okay, like like things aren't working out, like they don't love me anymore or I don't love them anymore or whatever. And we break up. I still have those things because it's like I went to 3 different proms with the same guy in high school. Do I really need to like throw away these prom pictures I took? No, because I like paid for these prom pictures and also went out of my way to take these prom pictures and I went to 3 different fucking proms, which is like kind of lit. And like it really isn't that deep. Um or like me going to Hawaii with like my ex-boyfriend, right? Like yes, I still have those photos, but also it's because I was in fucking Hawaii. The fuck?
Yeah,
Like
right?
I'm in Hawaii enjoying life. Fully paid for, not lifting a single one of my dimes because his family paid for the entirety of it. Like I don't like that's a flag.
I
Like I didn't gotta pay for
Is he
shit.
single? Is he single?
Is he single? I don't know. Probably. I think he still is. Um, I mean, like I don't know if he swings that way, but he does swing that way for a few men. Like Ryan Reynolds,
I'll
Elton
join the list.
Norm.
It's all good.
Okay. Um, but yeah, like that is still like a form of loss, like losing a partner,
Yeah.
right? Like we talked about. And I feel like it isn't a bad thing for me to keep what I have because I don't go back to it, right? I don't go like back to reminisce and be like, oh, I remember the good times when I went to Hawaii with my ex. Like, no, I just remember like, oh, I just went to Hawaii and I did this and that, and I was also there with my ex.
Yeah.
Um,
So while you're on that topic, losing someone in a relationship, like breaking up with someone, how do you feel about getting in a new relationship? Is it a replacement? Is it an addition? What does it feel like
mm,
to you?
mm. That's a good fucking question. That's a great question for me too because I hop ship really easily. Um, which is not a good thing, but it's also not a bad thing. For the entirety of my life, I've basically been in back-to-back relationships and never really had a rest. Like the longest rest I've actually had was about 8 months in between relationships. Other times it's a few weeks, other times it's a few days, other times it's a few once, right? Um, I will agree that rebounds do exist. 100% rebounds exist. And I've had rebounds, and most of my relationships are rebounds, which sucks because it's like I'm trying to love a new person. I'm not trying to rebound off of like what I once had and stuff and just only using this person as a rebound. But most of my relationships I will like admit have been rebounds. My most recent relationship ended in August of last year, and I'm in a new relationship now. Um and I wouldn't say that this relationship is a rebound because I had people in between, which were my rebound, you know? So then, is it a replacement for who you had before? I would say yes and no. Um, you're not replacing the person, you're replacing the feelings that you had with a person. Because when you're in a relationship, you are with someone that you trust and you're enjoying this like safe space that you have with the person that you can be vulnerable and honest and just like your true self with. And finding that in a lot of people is very difficult, especially coming from
Mhm.
me, myself, uh, where I have a lot of difficulties with vulnerability. Even though I'm doing this podcast and I'm talking about loss and I'm doing all these things, yes, like that is being vulnerable, but being truly vulnerable and showing like everything about me is super difficult. And I only basically have that with about 2 to 3 people in my life. And one of them is my therapist. So, I would say more so it's replacing those feelings and emotions and experiences that you have or you want to continue to have, not necessarily the person. Um,
Mhm.
because you can also have that with, you know, friends and family and things like that. But like with a partner, it's so different.
It
Um,
is. Because with a friend, if you lose a friend in any sense of the word, uh, that person is still there. Like, that hole they left in your life isn't meant to be filled.
oh yeah.
It's the by virtue of the fact that there is a hole in your life, that is the portion of your life in which there is now a hole, and you've grown through that. It's a part of who you are, and the shape that that person made in you is the shape that you're taking on.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas for a relationship, the question is like, how many times does that have to happen? Or how many times does that actually happen? Whereas you're in a relationship with someone that finds out like you're not a good fit, or the actual niche they carved out in your life is gone. Like, is that something you want to patch over and restart? Is that something that is there? And it really feels like, depending on the person that you lost in terms of relationships, that hole is going to stay there. And it's time to find a new niche. Maybe go swing the other way for a bit, or yeah, maybe okay, maybe not that one. But it's really just it's really just trying to figure out like, hey, what parts are you okay with leaving? What parts are you okay with not leaving? Because,
Mm-hmm.
for example, your uncle or your grandpa, you don't want to replace them. No
Mm-mm.
part of what they did to you. Wow, that sounds like your uncle molested you. But and your let's rewind for a second. No, no parts about how they affected your life growing up, and anything along those lines about the good memories that you have, you want to overwrite, and nor will you get them from anywhere else, nor do you want to get them from anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're looking at it in terms of a relationship, you're looking to get a very similar sense of feelings from someone. It's like you're not looking for a replacement grandpa ever, but
Mm-mm.
uh, like you know those feelings. You know that the source of that is gone. Maybe your significant other's grandparents, if they're still alive, you can like get something from that a little bit if they're joint families. But in terms of like actual significant others, that in of itself is it sucks.
It's never gonna
Like
be the same.
it's one, it's never going to be the same. But two, you're looking for something that you want to be the same. But
Mm-hmm.
the question is like, what level of same do you want it to be? What memories do you want to overwrite? What are you looking for in terms of what you want? Like, is it a list of things that you require in your relationship, whether it be certain ways people act or like banter that you're having, or are you trying to recreate the person that you long for? And those are all like very, very difficult questions for anyone to answer,
Mm-hmm.
but especially people who have been in multiple relationships. But in general, you're trying to figure out like, hey, is this person I'm currently seeing someone that I'm seeing for them, or someone that I'm seeing to try to recreate the person that I'm longing for? And that's not something like you one think about when you're feeling feelings like that, and two, like actually process until later on. So in of itself, like it doesn't matter if they died or you guys broke up or anything along those lines. So it's just take a step and think about, hey, am I legitimately trying to grieve from a loss that I've had before, or am I trying to, or actually like moving on? Like, is this loss a loss that I'm taking in stride, or is it a loss that I'm still grieving from?
So, to answer your own question, would you say that when you're getting into a new relationship, is it a replacement?
Considering I'm honestly not really looking for any relationship right now, no. Uh, if you asked me this question like maybe 2 years ago, the answer would be yes. Without a doubt, yes. But in general, it's not a replacement. There's no one and nothing in this world that can replace what I had, and that's okay. Like that's legitimately okay. And whether it it's not okay or if it's hard to be okay, it doesn't matter. It already happened, and it has to be okay. So it's going to be okay, and therefore it is okay. And following that, it's just you don't need a replacement. Like live with that wound. Time will heal, scars will form. It doesn't really matter. And if you feel comfortable with someone else, then you feel comfortable with that person. It's not necessarily a thing that you have to go and seek out. You don't need rebounds. Also, this is coming from a man speaking from the Bay, man Jose. Like, damn,
Uh-huh.
rebounds ain't a thing that come up pretty often. That's all I'm saying. Like, rebounds aren't an option for us, Chief.
It's kind
So,
of facts. Women can rebound mad easy, you know. But y'all, y'all try to reach that rebound stage, and then y'all just keep going, waiting, and at point
bro,
it's just not even a
all
rebound anymore.
all I'm saying, dude, if you're waiting like 2 years between rebounds, that shit's not a rebound.
It's
That's
a
a
new
whole ass
fucking.
new relationship.
It's a new. Oh, to be a man and struggle. Just kidding. Um, rest in peace. This feels bad. Um, shit threw me off. Uh, well, okay. So to kind of stay on like the relationship train, I had a question, and then that threw me off and like high key made me forget. But um, hmm, I'll remember it later. Hopefully.
Cool. Speaking of remembering it later, you said you lost some friends.
Oh yes. 8.
What do you got?
Technically yes.
Is it
You know.
8?
How many did I lose? It was a group. I was kicked out of a group. Um,
You were exiled.
I was fucking exiled, which is bullshit as fuck because I created that fucking group. Do you know how fucking bullshit that is? When you were the fucking sole person that brought these fuckers together, and now they are the the best band of bitches, fucking trillion musketeers, and I'm gone, the leader.
Damn, what you do?
Drama that happened. I can't say the majority of it, but I'll explain like a consensus of what happened prior and after,
Uh-huh.
right? So there was a Facebook group page thingy. Are you in it? Bay Area 20s on
No.
Facebook. Oh, you should join it. Um, but I joined Bay Area 20s. I got scouted and got added into a group chat, and then I became very, very active in this group chat. Extremely active. Like, you know, when you join a Discord that's like perfectly your niche and everyone in there is like exactly how you want them to be, and you just talk with them all the time and you're in VC with them all the time, and they become your best friends for like 5 months and you guys just like stop talking. That's basically what happened. So I was like super active, went to as many outings as possible, started planning outings, basically became like an admin slash mod without the title, right? I was doing all the duties, I was doing everything. I was the man. I was the man. Okay. And then some drama ensued in regards to a friend of mine that accused another member of the group of trying to rape her. And so we exiled that person out of the group and we believed her word without hearing his side, and we went about our lives. On a separate outing, with a small amount of people from the main Facebook group or the main group chat, we bumped into the accused rapist in downtown San Jose, and they started talking to everybody, telling their side of the story, and just like drunkenly, just so what happened was blah, 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 to every single person, you know. And so me and my partner were there, and we decided to just physically walk away from like our group and just be on our own while this person was just going around. And so I was literally giving a play-by-play. Oh, I need to back up a little bit. From this group chat, I created a separate group chat, which is why I'm saying that I created this other group. I created a smaller subgroup chat from this main group chat full of girls. Just girls, right? Because of the situation that happened, I want to create a safe space away from men, because men are dangerous. And I want to create like a... Hey, bro, you literally called San Jose, man. Man, Jose, okay? Hey, I don't make the rules around here. So I made a separate girls group chat, and like we became super, super close in like our safe space and all these things. And so while I was at this outing, I was giving like a play-by-play in this group chat. Hey, blah 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 is here. I'm trying to like, you know, like blah blah blah, like yada yada. I was giving them the play-by-play word for word as like what was going on, trying to type in as much information as possible, sending photos as a girl would do in a girly group chat. Right? That's what we do in group chats. And then I got dogged on, which resulted in my exile. Because I did not say to this person, fuck you, you raped my friend, you deserve to die, get the fuck out of here. Like, I did not just, like, curse this man out in public, in a public space, when they paid to get into this club. You know, like, they expected 1,000 suns to come from my tiny little body towards this person, when all I did was give, like, go talk to them. Don't talk to them. And so because I did not do what this girls group chat expected me to do as someone that is a friend of the person that got assaulted, they deemed that I did not care about the situation, stating that I'm supporting this rapist. New information arose in regards to the person that accused this person, the female that accused the man of raping, right? We found new accusations from a separate guy stating that he was raped by said girl. So we kind of went with that as well. Just like, okay, now there's a guy coming out with this. That's kind of a little different. Because when girls come out with it, it's like, okay, we believe them. When a guy comes out, it's like, this is kind of a little more serious, IMO. Because guys don't really come out with that information because there isn't a lot of support for men that are sexually assaulted. And usually, people are just always like, you know, like, you got some Gucci, why are you complaining? Like, nah, dude, why the fuck are you talking about like that? You know, so like, with him coming out with this information, it's kind of like, oh shit, wait a minute. You wouldn't just say that shit just to say that shit. Like, no dude just pretends to be raped. Girls fucking do that shit all the time. It's just fucked up. But dudes don't. They don't make false accusations. They don't do that shit. So then it's like, okay, now I kind of have to second guess this friend because I became really close friends with this person, and I've been like her number one supporter about all this, and now I have this information. But obviously, she's stating, "No, I didn't." Blah blah blah, all the normal things, and that's when things started clicking in my brain because the guy that got assaulted, he literally left the group chat, made sure that she was not at any of the outings, and if she was, he was not going to go, and he was afraid of going to outing just in case she would arrive. He was truly in fear of being close to her. But for her, right after her incident happened, she stayed friends with him and she saw him again, like twice, and still had still kind of mess with that around with him, like once or twice after the incident. That's not really how a victim would act. But I've never been a victim, so I can't really say. Okay, these are my opinions, and my opinions, my own, But like, I kind of feel like that doesn't really add up. So because I basically unfriended this person by ignoring her calls and ignoring her texts, asking me to explain what's going on. I guess she told everybody else that I wasn't responding to her, and that means that I don't support the fact that she got raped, or like that I didn't, wasn't up by her side anymore. And so they made a whole new group chat, and they exiled me and talked shit about me behind my back, which I found out through certain screenshots from that new group chat, saying that they don't want anything to do with me anymore, and they find me disgusting, and it hurt. It hurt a lot. It's like losing this group of friends that like I made, like to take away from the selfishness and the fucking like self-indulgence and the fucking attention hoary just verbiage of I created them. I still assisted in a lot of things and like helping them as people, not just the group itself, but like each person I spoke with, I became friends with, I went out with, and I helped band them together to be closer. And literally, if I like the butterfly effect of me joining Bay Area's 20s, if I did not join that group, they would not be friends. They would not have happened, and they would not be as close as they are right now and going out every single fucking Friday night, going to SJ, like downtown San Jose, and fucking talking up men for free drinks. Like they would not be doing these things without me. And it hurts because like I am really bad at making girlfriends. I'm really bad. And not to be a pick me girl, but like I just fuck with dudes so much easier. Like, I just what the fuck is that face for? What is that face for? I am a tomboy. That's basically I don't really do a lot of girly shit. And so like I just vibe with dudes a lot more. And it just makes my life a lot easier. And I'm not a fucking like hot dog guzzler over here, just like hopping around on dudes and shit like that. Like I don't that's fucking gross.
I mean, your 18 years of relationship history says otherwise. But
hey, yo, that's a little different. Okay, I don't guzzle the hot dogs of strangers. I guzzle the hot dogs of partners. That's very different.
I mean, are they really partners if you've known them for like a day?
I do
To be
not
fair,
guzzle the hot dog of a person after knowing them for a day, first of all. How dare you?
first of all,
Do you guzzle the hot dog after knowing them for a day?
depends how much they pay.
The usual man response, as usual. $50 is $50. But yeah, so I lost a large group of my female friend base after like spending like almost half a year of being friends with them. So like that literally happened like last month. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, don't you have friends from like say high school or
Oh
college
yes,
or other people you've been? Yeah,
I do.
you still hang out with them. Okay.
It's not like such a large loss in my life where it's like I broke down crying and blah blah blah. No, but it's still like still hurt. It's like the static shock from like getting up from a really really staticky car, or like couch or something, right? It hurt a little bit. You kind of remember the pain, but then like it's gone. But like if I were to lose my best friends from middle school, like that I am still friends with 12 years later, oh,
Hmm.
I'd kill myself. I'd fucking jump off a fucking bridge. I don't give a shit.
Rest in peace.
I would literally, Teaonalamb would cease to exist if I were to lose them. 100%. Um,
Yeah.
so loss always different scale, obviously. But yeah, so did have you had a recent friend fallout?
No, not really. I did have a recent breakup like a month ago,
Oh,
month and a half ago.
sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
That happened.
Uh, it does happen.
My job tried breaking up with me, and then I
Oof.
said no.
Oh, interesting. How does that work?
I just was like, hey, I'll just join a different team, and I joined a different team. So we're chilling.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I'm glad it worked out in your favor.
it it did.
Ooh, I
What do
thought
you
of
got?
a topic. Okay, one main thing is right. I told you at the beginning of this podcast that my most recent experience with death was very recent when I'm conscious. Right? Before that, I have never truly experienced grieving.
Hmm.
Because of that, whenever those around me are experiencing loss, I cannot help them through their grief because I never experienced that firsthand. And now, after experiencing it, I still cannot assist those that are going through grief. Um, I just had a friend tell me that their grandma died 2 weeks ago, and I still came up with the speechless blank, no brain cell, nothing. So,
Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel that on a very deep level because I haven't had so much shit happen to me. My main response is still just F.
fuck you,
I just look them in the
fuck you,
eye
bro.
and just say F. I'm sorry, dude. Rip. And
Are you a child?
I mean, it's better than saying nothing.
Well, I
Maybe.
mean, okay, I feel like F is a lot more of like a personable response, I guess, if like you have that relationship with them. But I do feel like it's a little bit better than the normal script that everyone goes through. It's like, I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm here if you need me. Just like let me know. I'll be there. Just talk to me. I'm here. I'm here. I have a shoulder for you to cry on. Blah blah blah. Like, it's the same fucking script that I told every fucking
Dude,
person
uh,
and that I
I'm
heard.
telling you. Yeah. But when you have close friends and you tell them like, "Yo, so and so jumped off a bridge," their response better be, "When are you following them?" Like, it's
Uh,
like
okay.
the normal responses don't really cut it. You have to. I'm not saying you have to like be like, "Hey,
I mean,
fucking
yeah.
end yourself," but in general, it's the platitudes you get from the multitudes. It's like don't really mean anything. It's
Oh, 100%.
the it's the connection that you get with the people that can relate that really means something.
Yes. Um, like when I was experiencing grief and everyone was telling me the same script, I realized how fucking annoying it was. And like I truly realized like being literally now on the other side of the wall and now receiving these condolences that like damn, I've been repeating the same thing that these fuckers have been talking about and I now know why that it doesn't fucking help. Because every fucking body tells you the same shit. And it's like you truly don't really feel like they give a fuck. Like they're just saying the
Yeah,
same thing. And it's like, okay, if you really give a fuck, can you like take me out to fucking McDonald's so I can pig out right now? Or like, can you like offer like, hey, do you want to go for a drive for like 2 hours to fucking, I don't know, Napa and let's drink our asses off at like a winery? Like offer something other than just like, I'm here to listen. Like fuck, like I realized how stupid it is. Um and it's so interesting that I truly had to experience grief to really be able
it.
to experience that. It sucks. Like I don't want somebody to die for me to relate.
I mean, you kind of it kind of does. Like
I know, but
there
like
is
it's the
you
only
realize,
way,
yeah,
which fucking sucks. It really does, cause I do remember like seeing my ex in high school. Like one of his best friends died literally 2 days after my birthday, and he came to my birthday, and him and all of his friends at lunch just like huddled up together and just literally cried together. And I'm in a podcast right now. I literally just like could not do anything. I was 16, turning 16, I think. And like how am I supposed to do anything at the age of freshly 16? Like I don't fucking know what the fuck to do. I don't even know how to do fucking algebra or calculus, bro. Like you think I can
You
fucking
still
understand?
don't. I mean,
What?
what? I was saying you still don't.
Yeah,
But
no, oh,
I
facts. Yeah,
could,
no, I still
yeah.
don't. I still don't know how to do algebra. You're right. um, what's really, really funny though is like as you're talking, your your vernacular really, really reminds me of my best friend. One of my best friends. Um, he's also a brown boy.
Happens.
He also has grown out a little mustache, but no, he's going for the full beard. He also has glasses, also intact technically. But the way that you speak
It
is
sounds
very,
like you're
very
being
similar to.
racist.
I am not
You're just
being
racist.
racist. I am not being racist. I am slightly being racist, but no,
I have
it's
this other friend, and he's brown like you, and he has a mustache.
no. He's a
He talks
fucking
like
full.
you too.
No, I'm just saying that you remind me of him in the way that you speak because of your F fucking joke. Because that fucker says that shit, okay? That's what I'm fucking saying. I'm not saying because you're brown, he's brown too. No, literally, he literally fucking says that shit all the time. Like, even if like, I would just saw him like a month ago. And like when I was driving, I was just talking about shit and he's like, F. And I'm like, bro, we're out of high school. We've been out of high school for like 6-7 years now. Please, can you stop?
I mean, it's better. Like, F is so good at acknowledging people's feelings.
You literally
Like
sound exactly
whether
like him right now, bro. Like,
it
like,
just works.
like
It just works though. Like going on to a slightly, I guess, less dark topic or similarly dark. If someone fucking dies, we're gonna be like, "Sorry, bro. I hope they don't die." No, it's just F. Like one of my friends got cancer recently. Walk up and be like, "How you doing?" He's like, "I got cancer. Sucks. Rip." I mean, they know I'm still gonna be there for him, but like, fuck, what do you want to say?
okay, that's kind of
I
true.
acknowledge that you're in pain.
Okay,
Shit,
that's kind of
bro.
true. Like when my uncle was still alive and obviously like going through the hardships of resisting cancer as best as he can. The way I coped, um, was I would just drop that fucking bomb that my uncle was dying with by cancer from cancer, like every chance I could get, every fucking chance, because that shit was funny. Like not the fact that he was dying,
Dude,
just people's reaction.
so I agree with that. So I went through a hoe phase. I'm going through a hoe phase, but this is back in like 21. So COVID's still a big thing. Uh, Matched with some girls from Santa Cruz, walked up to their dorms. Nothing.
You
I
see
mean,
Santa
both of those are.
Cruz? Come on.
Look, man, they COVID tested. I didn't want to get the Rona. So like,
That's true.
and Berkeley was too far. So
Berkeley. Okay.
so show up. Fucking more stories happen. But on the way out, like I just don't want to see him again. So I look him in the eye, just straight up, just say, "I'm sorry. It's not you. It's my dead ex-girlfriend." Close the door and walk out. And I did that multiple times to different girls, and I'm not sure if I regret it, but damn, it makes a good story.
Wait. Oh my god, that's so good. Dude, you're burning their
It's
fucking
just,
brains for the rest of their fucking lives. Literally.
yeah,
You're literally
probably.
gonna live in their heads. If a fucker literally did that after we shaboinked in my dorm, I would be talking to everybody about it, would nonstop talk about that. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I don't want to experience that, but that's so fucking fun. No, yeah, same though. Like I'm going out, like one of my old coworkers, also like my best friend, and I would always bring it up, just like, oh, yeah, you know, my uncle is dying of cancer. Uses the soap,
Yeah.
or like, or just like, oh no, yeah, that'd be great, but my uncle's dying of cancer, just like randomly, just out of the blue. I'll just bring that shit up, and then my friend Danny would just stare at me, and just stare at me with just such disappointment in his eyes, and it's just great. Um,
Yeah.
I also did that on Hinge because like I was on Hinge back then as well because obviously that was November, and I was like off Hinge for a while because like I literally was like going through the process of my uncle dying the last few days, and then he died, and then his funeral. So like I just kind of hopped off the face of the earth for a little bit. And I came back, so a good amount of messages waiting for me because I'm a woman, and I just copy pasted the same message to every single guy. I'm sorry for taking so long for responding. My uncle just died a few days ago, but I'm back now. I had to take a break. I just sent that to like
You
10 different
know,
people.
just have been like, can you fill the hole that my uncle used to fill?
Bro, literally fucking someone said that shit to me. Like, oh my god, like I cannot. I cannot. Like I literally this fucker was DMing me on Facebook. And then like I literally he's like, "What are you doing tonight?" I was like, I just sent a picture of my uncle's casket. Because I was literally at the fucking funeral. I sent a picture of the casket. He goes, "Damn, who died?" I was like, that's the most insensitive fucking response. But okay, I was like, my uncle of cancer. He goes, damn, feels bad. Why aren't that many people there though? And that shit pissed me the fuck off. The picture, I'm sitting like second row. The first row is like designated to like important fucking people, like my uncle's wife, my uncle's kids, and their like direct family. Everybody else sits behind that shit. That's why it's empty. That's crazy. Maybe because his dad is dead and his brother is dead and all these other people are dead. Like, that's crazy. Fuck this motherfucker. And I'm like, that's fucked up to say, blah, 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 right? I literally told him, like, that's insensitive as fuck. And then he goes, oh, well, and like, I feel sorry, blah, blah, blah. But like, come over, like, like come over tonight and like let me warm you up and stuff the hole like that's like left in your heart, and I'll make you feel better. And I was just like staring at this message at my uncle's funeral quietly as we're going through the full Buddhist process of like processing his fucking body for burial. For a 2-day fucking funeral, because we do 2 days. This is the fucking first day. Okay, I'm going through it. And this fucker is talking about wanting to fucking stuff my coochie like a fucking turkey because Thanksgiving was just 5 days ago. Excuse me. Thanksgiving is over, first of all. Second of all, I just sent you a photo of a casket. And you can think with your dick still? Your dick did not go down when you saw that there was a dead person in front of me? Please make it make sense. So yeah, someone has said that to me. First-hand experience right here. I still have the screenshots.
Nice.
And it was some fucking man Jose fucking yay area motherfucker named Kevin. Crazy. Great.
Those Kevins, man. Those Kevins get
My
you.
dad is a Kevin.
And he made you, didn't he?
Okay, but then he's literally a fucking immigrant from Vietnam. He isn't a fucking man whore, okay?
Look at what he made.
A person, yes. But that doesn't change anything. Literally, he lost his virginity to my mom, okay? Like, he was the opposite of a man whore. He shunned me for losing my virginity at 16. Like, opposite. Big opposite. He's from Stockton. He's not from the Bay Area. Stockton.
The joke is well and gone now. I just wanted to say that it took a lot of willpower for me to not say, so did half your high school, when you said your dad lost his virginity to your mom. I just want to let you know that that was a thought that immediately popped into my mind, and I did not vocalize at that point in time because I wanted to let you get your thought off.
Hey, bro. Are you fucking saying that you fucked my mom?
I wasn't here. I didn't go to your high school.
I'm glad that we could keep this topic light.
I mean, look, dead uncle, fucking your mom. It could happen.
No! That was my mom's brother, bro.
I mean, Alabama exists.
No! Are we in Alabama? Do I look of white complexion to you?
Look, man, we don't judge a book by its cover out here.
Are you trying to fucking do a southern accent right now?
It takes years for me to get into my actual southern accent, but if I slow down the rate at which I talk, I can do a pretty convincing southern drawl.
What the fuck? My boyfriend's from
I
Tennessee.
can't.
But he doesn't have his
Unfortunate.
accent. Unfortunate? Why is him being from Tennessee unfortunate?
Tennessee, what a shit state.
Why is it a shit state? I've never been.
What? Nothing good comes from Tennessee.
They're
Of course.
like our like largest like importing state. Apparently. Like the FedEx headquarters are in Tennessee. I don't know if any of this information is true. My boyfriend just told me that like 2 weeks ago. So I don't know if it's true or not. I'll have to Google it, but
You could have Googled it a couple of weeks ago, but nope, you're just letting that man gaslight you.
My boyfriend gaslights me? Oh my god.
Huh?
Is this how I find out? Well, I do feel as though that we did cover a good amount of topics today. In regards to loss.
None of them actually being lost, or I guess most of them being not lost. Mostly being relationships, friendships, and just whatever. We talked about them. We talked about them.
We talked about the loss that I've experienced, that you experienced, and in different ways, yada yada yada. Still, the overarching topic was still loss, and how it's something difficult that everyone's gonna have to experience once in their life, and whether that be
unless you're the first one to die. I mean, if you're the first one to die, you don't really experience that.
Yeah, if you die as like SIDS out of the womb.
Yeah, it's like shit. Peace.
Mm-hmm. One thing I do want to say before we start ending the podcast is for those that are suicidal, I've been there once. I have friends that've been there once. And the experience of grief and loss that everyone around you is going to experience when you're gone is going to be something that will probably truly never be forgotten. So, call a fucking hotline, call a fucking friend, talk to me or some shit, because I ain't trying to deal with that shit. I don't want my fucking best friend to kill themselves. Like, they're all suicidal. Like, can you guys not be suicidal? That'd be great. Like, at least let me jump with you guys, because I don't want to fucking deal with like your deaths.
Do it together. No, don't make a suicide pact. Don't make a cult to kill yourselves. Yeah, don't do a Jonestown. That shit's like a lot of cleanup.
Hey, I low-key made a suicide pact with my best friends, okay?
Clearly didn't go through. You're still here.
Yeah, because they haven't killed themselves yet. Shit.
Exactly.
Thank God. Do you want my friends to kill themselves?
No, but I also consider myself a subject matter expert because having been suicidal and watched my girlfriend kill herself, I think we're okay to talk here. So yeah, don't do it. If you're gonna do it, don't. I don't know how else to say it. I just keep insulting my friends until they say fuck you. I live through pure spite.
Facts. Same. I literally also do that. But speaking of suicide and experiencing, I want to cover this really quickly before we end the podcast. My ex-boyfriend's cousin killed himself on FaceTime with his girlfriend.
That shit fucks you up.
Yeah. But the worst part is, she's the one that egged him on to kill himself.
Oh, that makes it way worse. Oh, fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goddamn.
Mm-hmm.
See, I didn't egg my girlfriend on. She just did it. I was gonna say, like, hook me up with this dude. Let's like actually have a conversation and like, talk about what happened. But no. Keep me as far as fuck away from this bitch.
No, well, like she's like playing, little angel. She obviously was the first person to report the fact that he killed himself because he was not responding to her. But they noticed that they were on FaceTime when it happened. So it's like there's a lot of questions left unanswered, and she'll never answer them and will 100% take them to her grave. But the devastation that my ex like went through because of not only the fact that his cousin killed himself, but the fact that it could have been because of someone else's pressure and like the abuse that his cousin was going through because of his girlfriend, it made it so much worse. And it like started really seeping into my relationship with him, causing so many problems because of just like the instability of his emotions, just trying to process everything, and me not being able to be there the way that he wanted me to be there for him, which is always going to be difficult because like if you're not going to voice the fact that you want me to be there and how you want me to be there, I'm not going to know how to do that. You can't blame me for that. All I'm saying. But obviously you were left quite broken, I would assume.
No, yeah, that shit stinks in general. Do not recommend. But yeah, back to the whole viewers or listeners. I don't give a shit. I don't really know what you're
It's both.
listening on. I mean, if you're on this podcast, you might already be at rock bottom anyway, but don't do it.
Did you just insult me? You and or my viewers / watchers? Listeners?
I'm just saying, don't do it. Like you can find different material. You can be on this podcast. Reach out, be like, hey.
Yes, I will
wanted to kill myself.
100%. Okay. Don't really start off with that one. But just say you're having
But
some
then I heard this podcast. Exactly.
Okay.
Like I wanted to at least say, hey, get fucked. Live through spite.
That is true. Live through spite and make your mark in the world no matter how you do it. How I live my life is as long as I'm making
Don't remove that portion. That shit is suicide flew out there. That shit makes people kill themselves.
I'm sorry.
You know, make that mark. Make people remember you. That's Columbine. That's like 9/11.
Oh.
Ohio State. No.
I take it back.
Oh no.
Leave your mark positively in people's life without the injury
think Bob
of
Ross.
yourself or others. Yes.
Think Bob Ross.
Bob Ross, Mr. Rogers. Fuck
Mr.
yeah.
Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, bro.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Fucking. What's another name that popped in my Stevie Wonder. Amazing person.
Yeah.
That one science guy that I always forget his name.
Bill Nye's alive.
Okay, not Bill Nye. And I'm not saying a dead person. I'm just saying like Bill Nye and the other one. The black one. Can't remember his name.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yes, thank you. I kept fucking thinking Shaquille O'Neal, but I know that's not Shaquille O'Neal because I just remember the Neil part, but I couldn't remember the I know, my brain doesn't work, okay? It doesn't work. But yes, Neil deGrasse Tyson, make your mark educationally, academically, inspirationally, in positive ways to people that does not cause injury or harm to living things.
Go burn down Wall Street.
What? You literally. Huh?
Corporations aren't people. We need more trains.
I do agree with that. The BART system needs to be 10 times better because, like, what the fuck is that bullshit, bruh? Why do I have to drive so far to get on a fucking train? Fuck that shit. I want the fucking, like, international fucking railroad bullshit that the Chinese built. Like, why'd y'all throw away my shit like that? You know how many people died doing that shit?
Dude, the Chinese built our railroads, and then they built their railroads, but better.
Get fucked. Maybe because they paid more.
No, I think it's because no, yeah, our workers just died.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I think China's dead too.
But yes,
Just get us high speed rail.
Yes. That marks the end of our podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Is there anything you want to plug here at the end that I may or may not remove? Kidding.
No, we need high speed rail. We need high speed rail. Come on.
Come on, Tesla.
Get off your ass and vote. No, fuck Tesla. Elon Musk is the reason we don't have high speed rail.
I know, I'm fucking kidding, bro. Literally, I'm fucking joking. Fuck Elon Musk and his fucking whack ass kid.
Don't fuck this kid. That's against the law.
Don't fuck his kid, but you can fuck him up. I'm kidding. That is child abuse.
I feel like light child abuse is okay.
Oh, 100%. I do agree child abuse is, you know. On that note, is there anything you want to plug at the end of the podcast?
Bye. Hello, I'm still single. Allegedly. Maybe not, who knows? I don't know when you're gonna post this. This could be posted in like 6 years from now when I'm
It's not gonna be posted in 6 years. It'll be posted in at least like a month max.
Sure. I you know, like 3 years from now I might be arranged. My parents might ship me off to India to get married. Who knows?
That is true. You won't invite me to your wedding?
Ask your other brown guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not gonna.
Same. Same.
Shout out to Kevin Polani. Love you. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching or listening. If you guys are listening on Spotify or Apple Music or anything else, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, night, morning, afternoon, evening, or whatever time it is for you guys. If you guys want me to have this fucker on my podcast again, just let me know. I would be more than happy to. If not, boo him in the chat. Boo, boo. Kidding. Don't boo him. What if he cries? What if he kills him?
I mean, you could do it. You could do it. You can be the reason. The 13th reason.
No! Why are you doing this to my fucking... Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Wave bye. Thank you.
Peace.